Hi Flosstube, it's Nursa from Nursa's Stitching Lifestyle in Christchurch, New Zealand. Welcome. Today is August the 22nd, 2024, and it's a lovely spring day. Like, it's quite nice. I've had to close the curtain to be able to film. It's a bit bright and very warm outside in the sun, which beats the freezing cold temperatures 2 days ago, which is really good. Okay, where are we going to start? First of all, I would like to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed to my Flosstube channel. Really appreciate it. Thank you to those that come back time after time again and push that like button and leave me some wonderful comments. Thank you so much. The channel is slowly growing, and that is awesome. That's all I want, is for it just to slowly grow as I get used to doing this more and more. Okay, so when we were last here, it was the Thursday before I headed away to the New Zealand cross-stitch retreat, which was held in Hutt Valley this time. It was run by Nicole, Kat and Nara, and it was a lovely event. They had a few ups and downs that happened, but overall a great event. Great to catch up with friends, great to stitch. A little bit crowded in the room, but that was okay. You just kind of got more stitching done by not really moving around too much, because it was just a wee bit hard to get between the tables. But got some stitching done, got some finishes while I was at retreat. Got some gift swaps. I've got a new start, purchases. Ooh, what have I done? There's one I've forgotten. It was threads, so we won't worry about that. I'll show you that when I start that pattern. Yeah, I've got whips to show you, so we'll just get into it, eh? Things might be a little bit out of order, just because, you know, memory sometimes doesn't play 100% accuracy on when and where things happened. But over the last 14 days, this is what I've worked on. All right, so we flew out early Friday morning. Went with Jude, my travelling companion. Hi, Jude. And Judith met us at the airport. We were staying at Judith's house, which was absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, Judith and hubby, for putting up with us. A lovely time. So we stayed with them. We went, I can't even think where it was, sorry ladies, over a windy hill in Wellington to a fabric shop. I don't do windy hills. So that was a bit of fun. And then we came back and we met up with Lee from Creative Lee, and we all had lunch. And then we went back to Lee's house and looked at all her stitching and stuff, which was beautiful, Lee, beautiful. You need to get some of those things framed. But yeah, it was great. That was Friday. But then back to Judith's. Anne came round. We just all caught up. It was lovely. And we had the chat, bit of stitching on Friday night. So on Friday night, I chose to stitch on Lost, which was from Hands Across the Sea Samplers, from one of Nicola's red boxes, better boxes. I think it was from the second one, the latest, last year's one, not the first box. So I stitched on it on Friday night. I stitched on a little bit at retreat on Saturday. Stitched on it on, I don't actually think I stitched on it on Sunday night. Or maybe I did. I know I stitched on it on Monday before we left. And I finished it on Tuesday. But not just finished it. I have actually framed it as well. So just bear with me for one moment. So this is my Lost, which is called, it's called Lost, but it's also Mrs. Solomon 1897. stitched on 40 count, and I did mine with 103 silk threads in color 755. This fabric I dyed myself, which was a caramel and tan base, or caramel and tan mix of brick dye, and followed all their instructions and stuff. And I love how this is not nice deep color, how it's come out. And I still have some more of this, but yes, I love it. And this little grey blue, it's got one scratch there, which I bought a marker pen from work that will cover that up, so that will be okay. But I love how that's come out. So that was like that was my finish from when I got back. I finished that off, but because I stitched on it at retreat, I wanted to show you that. But I do love how that's come out. So thank you to the lovely person that lent it to me. I've now given back the chart, and I know that she's looking forward to stitching this one. But yeah, love how that's come out. So that was Lost. Okay, so on the Saturday of retreat, I worked on my goal of finishing Clara Ann Easingwood, and she's another Hands Across the Sea sampler, and she was also from the same red box from Nicola, and she is all finished. She's not framed because I've been hunting for a frame and I can't find one to fit at the moment, but that's okay. So this was stitched on 40 count, and it was a piece that I just can't even think what it was. It was just a scrap piece, if I remember right. And it was done with the DMC threads, all the recommended colours. I love how it's come out. And I put my great-great-grandmother in the name across the bottom, which is Jessie Hannah Eliza Rush was her married name, and Thomas was her maiden name. And she was born in 1878 and died in 1962. Now, I share a birthday with this grandmother. Of course, many years apart, but we do share the same birthday. So I do. So I've done this in honour of her, and I will find a frame that will work for this quite perfectly. It's just, I can get the right width, but the height is just going to be too much variance, but I will find one. There will be one out there. Just going to pop it up on the cat tree. So I finished that. I had just under 300 stitches to go, and I finished that before lunchtime on the Saturday. And on the rest of the Saturday, I worked a little bit on Lost, and then thought, no, I don't want to do that. But then I pulled out some ornaments, so please excuse the rattle, because these guys are just sitting in plastic bags. So I worked on the Prairie Schooler O Christmas Tree, and I stitched on Santa here. So I put a few stitches in him on Saturday. Oops, it's gone a bit wobbly. And then there he is, all finished. I didn't finish him till Sunday, because I thought, why am I stitching him on Saturday? I wanted to do my new start. So he got put aside and I did my new start, but I do love how he is coming out. So I haven't got many more to go in this series. I have got, what have we got left to do? I think I've done the houses in Skier. We've got, no, done the cows. We've got the birds, these birds, and this guy here. So 3 to go. And they will be all finished. Stitched anyway, ready for Christmas. Drop my threads on the floor. Okay, so that was another little retreat finish. And then my next retreat project that I worked on ornament wise was from the Very Merry Trees by Rosewood Manor. So this one here, this one here is the one that I worked on at retreat. I might have to go that way. I love how these are coming out. So I even beaded it. So this got finished as well on Sunday afternoon. So he's all beaded and done. So now I have 2 in the series that are done. So we'll just get working on these. They don't take very long. I think there's a couple of bigger ones that will take a little bit longer, but only being done with the DMC threads. Love how they're coming out. So even more ornaments for the tree, or trees. Okay, let me see. So my only other project that I actually worked on at retreat was my new start, which I had said in my previous video I was putting off to save for retreat start. And the one that I chose to do was Mary Elkhorn 1764 Sampler Series, and it's the scissor holder. Sorry about the glare. Scissor holder, and I have the correct spool that came with the kit. Oh, sorry, that was a wee bit loud. Called 4 threads, which are used in the whole series, and this is my start. So top borders are the bones are in, a little bit of the red. Then I want to come down and get flower because I wanted to basically simple stitching, finishing the borders. So there's that one. Another basic repeat of this comes underneath that. So it's only going to come down to about here, which is good because it has to only be the height of the spool. So you don't want it much bigger. And that will be nice to get done. So this is being stitched on. Oh my gosh. Sorry, please bear with me just 1 second. Oh, it's the problem when you've got so much to show. Everything is surrounded and then you always miss something, don't you? We're being stitched on 40 count Thornfield linen from Needle and Flax, which came as the kit from Hobby House Needleworks. And then we have this one that will be the next start, which I see Vonna, the Twisted Stitcher, has put up a finishing video for this one. So when I'm finished recording and waiting for this to upload, I will be watching Vonna's finishing one on this drum. I love watching Vonna's finishing videos. So yes, can't wait to get this one worked on some more. It's not going to take long, this one. But I know that the little hard cushion, flat or raised pin cushion square is out already, and I'm hoping when they do the Hobby House retreat that the next one's going to be out as well, so that I can get the next 2 parts. I'm not going, but a friend is. So yes, so that was my start of the week for Stash Sampler Stitching, or Stash Sampler Starts, where I start 8 projects over August and September, and Stash Sampler Stitching is where I stitch on sampler related products. Okay, so that was that part of it. So because I finished a project at retreat, I got to go up and ring the bell. Yay! And I came back to the table and we carried on stitching, and then Judith had made a prize for the person that finished something at retreat for our table that we were sitting on. And I won the little wee needle book for having finished my thing. So this goes with the project bag that we made at Jingle Ball last year. that Judith gifted us the fabric, and we all learnt how to make a nice project bag. So this will go in with that as well. And there's another part to it which you'll see shortly. Then they did some spot prizes and bits and pieces, and one of them was for who had the most whips with them at retreat. And because I kind of carry more than one project in a project bag or project folder, I had 40 whips with me. Didn't intend to have that many, but yeah, so that was kind of mine. So I went up, and some of the patterns were not of that the headers you could pick as out of the goodie box were not what I would stitch. So I thought, well, I'm going to leave those for people that like those kind of things. And I picked the project cards. They are, I had to laugh when I actually got back to the table and I read it. Yes, use calendar to highlight dates for 2023. So we got some expired ones, but not worried about the back of it. This is what I want for the front, because I thought that's actually quite handy. And that, but I thought I know somebody that will actually use those, so I will give them away to a friend. So yeah, that's not all of it. Let's have a look. What else do we do at retreat? So freebie table. I've got more stitching to show you, so don't panic, but let's just get this retreat stuff out of the road. So freebie table, I didn't go up until late on Saturday afternoon. I was busy talking and stitching and buying a couple of things, and just having a great time, catching up with friends I haven't seen for a while, meeting new people, just relaxing and regenerating. So when I went up to the freebie table, there wasn't a lot left on there, which was fine by me. I seriously don't need more stash, but I did get a couple of things. I took a big bag of bits and pieces and some fabric and stuff, and when I went up to the freebie table, everything I'd donated on there was gone. So that's really lovely to know that somebody was interested in stitching those things. But I did grab Sweet Nothings, JBW Designs. I love JBW Designs, and she's a little wee cutie with the little wee ladies, Sugar and Spice. So I grabbed that. It's just a tiny little wee chart, but I thought that'll be quite a cute little wee pincushion gift for somebody. And of course, I couldn't leave Santa or Mrs. Claus on the table. And these are by the Sweetheart Tree. They're old-fashioned design, but they're actually really sweet. Can't think. Look, this 1985. I haven't got my glasses on, so it's hard to read. 1985 is the copyright for this one. So they're definitely a lot older, but oh my gosh, isn't she a little cutie, that Mrs. Santa? And I do know someone that will stitch that Mrs. Santa after I've finished this. So when I've done it, I will lend it to her. Another little wee one I grabbed off the table, which is a copyright of 2007, is from Homespun Elegance and Wee Dwellings. And I thought they'd make cool little wee ornaments as well. Just little wee scenes, farm scenes, ABC on it, barn and the star. So I thought that'd be quite little wee cool ones. I seriously do not need a bigger project. And then the last one I grabbed off the table, so I thought 4's enough. I didn't need any more than that. Was this one here from Sue Hillis. I hadn't seen this one before from Sue's. Now, as you know, I have one grandchild, and maybe one day I might be lucky and get another grandchild. But if not, I'm sure I'm going to know someone else that's going to have a baby or a grandbaby. But oh, I love that little rocking horse. And it's called Rockabye Baby. But it's also got this sweet little wee rocking horse charm. And I just thought that was so, so cute. So I don't know if I'd do it as a whole sampler thing, but I may just do that rocking horse. It's gorgeous. So yeah, that was my freebie table collection. And like I said, that was plenty. I don't need anything more. And I will show you another collection that I got today, which was crazy. I'll just put those back over there. We got a goodie bag, which was at our seats when we arrived. And there's lots of little bits and pieces in here. I'll just pull some out so that I can kind of pop them in. There was lots of advertising stuff, which was quite nice. Some finishing product, which honestly is probably not colours I'll use. And I'll probably give that to somebody else to use. Very nice pen. So that will definitely be used. It was from the other, a advertising, which had chocolate fish, which my granddaughter's eaten. She went diving in looking for sweets. And we got some, what were these? Embroidery stuff, so some ribbons, some silks, bits and pieces to have a go with. So that was a bit more sort of advertising. Pips, laser custom, not something I will use, but it's a memento from the retreat. There was a few patterns in the book. Oh, hold on, sorry, my hands in front. What else did we get? Forbidden Fibre Co. So 2 threads. I got a brown and a multi blues. They'll be used. That Crafty Kiwi from Helen. What were they? They were sulkies. And mine's in a lovely multi greeny yellows, nice citrusy colours. So I have to think of something, but I may have picked up something today that might work for that. Then we got a magnetic needle minder. It's gorgeous. Oh, absolutely wonderful. So he'll go, I don't use needle minders, but my fridge does. So he'll go in with those. A pair of scissors, and they were from Country Stitch, which you can use on the plane. A bunch of random kids stickers, which I'm surprised my granddaughter left in there. She took all the lollies apart from one, only because she didn't find it. Keyring, or thread one. Needle threader, that goes at the bottom. Looks a little nail file, beading needle, bunch of random beads, more stickers, another call them needle, you know when you go on an aeroplane so you don't have to use your scissors to cut. DMC box with DMC threads in them, and I'd put all the little bits and pieces and some DMC needles. Okay, so then we had another Silks for You threads in a little wee pattern, which could probably maybe do into a Viscorio. We'll see. I like the colours in the threads, but probably not stitch up much. This one, Hutt Valley Retreat pattern, designed by Cherry Parker. The threads and Ada fabric, so I won't be stitching that on that. Yeah. So the only other thing out of the treat bag that I may do would be these ones here, which was 2 by Julia by Shakespeare's Peddler. I mean, I love my samplers, as you know. So yes, I may, but I don't think I'll do the wedding in this one if I'm going to do the 2 of them. Quite like the house one. That's quite cute. So I may do that, and I might do part of this and alter this. So yeah, so that was quite nice. And there was a bunch of other freebie patterns that came through in our Facebook group that we can download and use, and there's a couple little wee ones in there that I might do as gift exchange things and stuff, so they're quite sweet. There was a lady, and I can't think of her name, and there's the cat, and she did a talk about her embroidery journey from, you know, when she learnt to stitch and sew as a little child and worked her way through, and we all got a bookmark from the Embroiderers Guild. Okay, so that was that stuff. Okay, 2 seconds, everybody. Right, so we did a few exchanges. Oh no. Okay, right, so we did the, and I just dropped another one. I need to get a bigger table. All right, so we did some exchanges, gifty or table mate exchanges, if you like. So I'll show you what I did first. I only have my one left, of course, but I made a needle book. So mine has my name on it. And the ladies that I did do the mate exchange with, they all got one in their favourite colours with their favourite fabrics, etc. Colour fabrics on the back, and their names on them. And the little needle books open up, a little bit of felt for your used needles. You can see I've got one sitting in there, and it's big enough that it will fit a packet of needles on this side and a packet in there, or even like those little wee travel scissors would fit quite nicely sitting in there on the plane. So I made each one of those, stitched and sewn together. So that was the gift that I gave out, and of course I didn't have time to make for everybody, but I'll just keep adding as I go. Okay, so from my friend, I gave those out on Friday night to the ladies that I'd made them for, because we were all together. And then Jude gave out her gift swap as well on Friday night, and she gave us a lovely bundle which came in this beautiful bag, and everyone got sort of in their colours and stuff like that, which was quite cool. A crocheted little one with the letter N for my initial, so I knew it was mine, and some rings, so they will definitely be used. I got, because she knows I'm crazy about Santa, I got a really cool Santa ornament to go on my tree, an ort jar that she'd put stickers and stuff on, and inside the ort jar was a thread with a cottage garden threads, and mine's lovely tones of red, and I picked up another sampler that will work for that today. So thank you, Jude. You know yours was appreciated and will be well used. I need to be careful, I've got a cat over here who's going to be watching, and some nail files. I think that was all that was in that packet. I hope so. Judith made us a notions bag to go with our onesie project bags that we made at Christmas time, which is really cool. So now I have my project bag, my notions bag, and to go with that set, I have my needle book. So I'll just pop him in there. So there he goes in there. So that was really cool. Thank you. Let me see, from Anne. She's been busy and didn't have time, and she let us go and pick a tin from oh my gosh, my brain's just gone. Sorry, I can't remember the vendor's name. At the retreat, and I chose the Little Wee Bird and the cereal starter because you guys know I love to start things. And I thought the pile of hoops, not that I stitch and hoop very often, but just the pile of projects, it's just so me. So thank you. Julia made us these gorgeous sewing notions that you can clip on your project bag or on your thread holders. It's a bobbin and it's got the year 2024. It's beautiful little wee bee. Sorry, it's really hard to hold without them all falling over, and a pair of scissors. And that's the chocolate that my granddaughter didn't find. Lee gave us a bag full of nibbles and chocolates, and I got one out of that, Lee. I think I got the mint ones because she didn't like those. The rest gone. It's good. Nan doesn't need it. Cara sent round a bag full of little charms, and I grabbed the little wee angel. She's gorgeous, thank you. And oh my gosh, your name's just gone completely out of my head. No, I might come back to me. Hold on. Or another one. And then Donna came up to me, and I haven't met Donna before, but Donna follows me on my Flosstube journey, and is a fellow New Zealand stitcher, and she came up and gave me a lovely little bag full of bits and pieces. I even wrote your name on the piece of plaster, Donna, so I remembered who it was from, and then afterwards I seen that you'd put your name on the back. So we got some tea. Gorgeous. Some little stickers. Some red thread. Always looking for red thread. What are they? Pin somethings? Can't think what they're called. My mind is very not with it today. But love those. And I love these. Isn't she gorgeous? So yes, so thank you very much, Donna. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for watching my Flosstube and coming up and talking to me. It was wonderful to meet you. Yeah, I just remembered who it was. Jessica. See, I do remember. It just takes a while. Made this one for your scissors. It is gorgeous. It has a little flower at the bottom. So thank you, Jessica. I knew I would forget somebody's name. So that was really nice. And Anne gave me friendship threads, because my granddaughter loves making friendship bracelets at the moment. We've got her into making those, and we've already gone through 3 packs of these. So another pack was really appreciated. So just bear with me for 30 seconds. Drop those off the little table. Okay. So that was my gifts that I received. My purchases that I made. I bought more than that. I bought threads from Catherine. There should be another. These are my other needles. And they are for one of the projects I was going to start at retreat, and I just didn't get time. I was so busy just stitching and wanting to get my other projects done that I didn't get them started, but I've got all the threads now, so we'll get them going. And I did order another lot of red threads that when they come in, she'll send them to me, so that's all good. I did buy from Helen. I've spent on the shop twice with Helen. So I bought some peacemaker needles, which I love using. I bought mini pins to go with the tomato. Oh, tomato pin tips, I think they are. That I started, and I'm actually going to restart because I didn't like the fabric they're on. Stitches in red. by Brenda Keys that came out at Nashville. Been waiting for this, and I knew that Helen had it, so this was my main goal of getting this. I did buy 2 other patterns, which was Welcome to the North Pole, because it's Christmas and you know I have to have Christmas, so I love that. There were some patterns, and I bought 2 of the Little Robin Designs Christmas at Grandma's, 1 and number 3. So yes, I bought those. So I didn't do too bad on my shopping. It was pretty good. Pretty much the Little Robin ones were probably the ones that I had not really planned on buying, or the pins. But that's okay. I didn't blow my budget, so that was good. But I think that is all the retreat stuff. It was wonderful, a great time. The next one is in March 2025 and in Christchurch. So yeah, friends are coming to stay, and we'll catch up and have a great time again. So yeah, already booked it off work, done, ready to go. Alright, so let's get into some more stitching, eh? So when I came back from retreat, oh sorry, pieces of hair, need a haircut. I had the following week off, so I got a weeny bit of stitching done. So like I said, I finished Lost, which I've already shown you. I then worked on the right one, the one that I was taking to retreat to do in as fill-in stitching, but because it was quite crammed, it was so hard to work on anything too big. Even a lot of the ladies found that with their you know, Lowry stands and things like that, it was just a wee bit, not a lot of wing room, if you like, and you couldn't move back too far. So yeah, I didn't end up doing End They Sinned at retreat, but I did work on my goal that I wanted to at retreat and got that done, plus a little bit more. So End They Sinned from Examplers from the Heart, stitched in the called 4 threads, sampler threads, a couple of DMCs for the ones that I didn't have. Okay, so this is being stitched on 40 count. Hog bristle from Fox and Rabbit. So I got that cloud filled in. I did that on, I think, Wednesday. I did the cloud because I also worked on some more of the green leaves in the tree, and then we are now, so this is folded in half, right? So it goes right back to the top. So we're almost halfway through. I know there's bits to fill in between, but oh my gosh, to get this done, I was so relieved. I can, you know, fill in these other gaps and work my way back down again. I think I did the border on this side. I think that's what I did after retreat. And I know I did a bit of this, so yeah. But yeah, so loving how he is coming out. He's looking so good. Just don't want to get everything too muddled up. I'll put that up there. All right, so I worked on that. I also worked on some Christmas ornaments because, you know, I still did my morning stitching, which is my Christmas, and because I didn't have to rush off to work, I actually got quite a bit of Christmas ornament stitching done in the mornings. Okay, so this is from the, is it Higgy Holiday? From Hands On Designs. It's only available, I don't know if it's still available. I think it was to the end of August, so if you want it, it's a PDF purchase only. Then it goes in the vault again. So previously I had done these two here, the reindeer and the tree. I did mine in the original colours, which we like, the, as you can see, the browns and the gold tans. So then I stitched, it goes in this way, the square with the coffee cup, and I didn't change mine to red like they had. I left mine in the same tones because I want it all to be the same. Start and finish, that one. Start and finish of the mittens. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. Oh my goodness. And I started and finished the woolly hat. So that is now all 5 ornaments for that series stitched. And they were done on a scrap of 36, I think it is. And I wanted them on the white because all creamy white. I wanted them to stand out, so they're gonna look so gorgeous. So yay! More to add to the finishing pile. Okay, so we did those. I worked a little bit on another ornament and got that finished, and that was mince pies and mulled wine from Cosford Rice Stitchery, and these are gorgeous. I'm stitching mine on a minty green called Peppermint Ice from number 12 Stitch Co. It's kind of hard, it's blowing out, and using cherry wine, Gentle Arts. And I had number 1 was already done, which was mince pies. Number 2 was already done, Christmas crackers and pudding. And I worked on number 3, which was holly, mistletoe and ivy. And I haven't started number 4 yet, but I've still got room. So I'm hoping to get that done this week, so that will then be all of those ones finished as well. So I was really pleased with that, because that means I've actually got I've got a huge pile of half finished ornaments over here behind you, the camera, that I'm just slowly working on those evenings or mornings when I don't feel like actually stitching, which is very rare, but we do it occasionally. I then, on the afternoons up until Thursday afternoon, I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't worked on my whip for my stash start plus stitching. So I thought I need to pull it out and work on it, which was this week Dutch Beauty. And I'm loving how this is coming on. So this is on a huge board. Let me move. Alright, so I've got it pinned on a huge board. So this is the edge of my fabric here, and this is my edge of my fabric here. This is how big this guy's gonna be. Here's the bottom of the stitching, and this is where I worked on right down the bottom. And I did use a hoop because I was doing it in the afternoons and evenings, so it was a little bit hard on the eyes. And I got the line completely stitched and started working on this fasten, a couple of the flowers, and that, but not a lot. Yes, there's colour there. So I'm pleased with that, because I'm definitely right at the bottom. Started filling in there. I mean, this is halfway sign. So she's gonna be a big girl. And DMC threads. Okay. Oh, sorry. At least we're gonna have a mess after this, aren't we, today? Okay, so then it was Thursday. I thought, oh my gosh, I was supposed to start my new start. So I didn't. I was busy working on Dutch. Then I thought, right, Friday morning before I went out, I started And I started Sheep May Safely Graze. It's an Alice Smith 1841. It's a Victorian Rose Needle Arts. And its copyright is from 2018. Oops, sorry for the light, guys. This is the one that's like got this big, beautiful full-on border. And then the samplers, rest of the sampler pieces on the inside. This is the only time I use needle minders. Not very often. But this, guys, is my start. Isn't it beautiful? Like, it's really hard from the photo to see all these wonderful colours. But that's wonderful. And across here, where I am here, is halfway. So it's definitely a bigger piece than what I need, and I knew it was going to be. It is being stitched on, oops, sorry, I've got the wobbles, 40 count salted caramel from number 12 Stitch Co. And using the DMC threads. Oh my gosh, I love the colours so far. There's still another green to go on the inside of these guys. And it's really hard to see, but there is a, you can kind of see it. No, not really. If you look on my Instagram, you're about to see there's a bit of a, there's two colours in this border, which is up to here, and it's like a pale creamy yellow. But it does actually, that's probably true colour there. It does actually stand out really nicely. In your eye, naked eye, you can see it. So yeah, loved starting that one. Can't wait to get back to working on that a little bit more. I do have all the DMC colours, and some of them are just in one big, it's in the pile now, one big mystery pile of threads. So as I'm pulling colours and using them out of the other bag, they're coming onto the thread drops, because this is how I've been doing most of mine now. So yeah, so they're the colours I've used so far, which is really cool. Just hold that over there. Right, so we worked on that. I worked on Charlotte Warrington 1838, the one with the lovely big grass and all the animals at the bottom, the big red house. Can't wait to get up and stitch these guys, but we're way down here, way down here. So mine is going to be stitched, well, is being stitched, sorry, on 46 count hog bristle from Fox and Rabbit, using cooled forks for this cut, Wheat Dye Works. And let's tighten that up. So this is another one that's on my scroll rolls, because it's so big, it's just too big and wieldy to have in hand. Alright, let's move forward. So this is where I'm at. So this time around I worked up here, and I had the outline of the L. We finished the L. Fold in the grass behind him. This is part of like this, the fenced in section of the front of the house. So it's not the green paddock grass, it's a different type of grass, which is here just above my hand here. And part of the white fence along there, and started in on the sheep here. So it's slow progress because it's on 46, but once I get him in, I think I've got one more sheep in the middle, him, and then a medium-sized sheep, and then it means I can fill in all of that grass as well. So I can do a little bit of this and then come back and do a little bit of fill, or do the tree of life or something like that. It's a long-term project, as most of my big ones are. But yeah, loving stitching on Charlotte. She is wonderful to stitch on. Absolutely wonderful. Let me see, what else did I do? My next one that I've pulled out and worked on as a whip was not a planned work on, actually. But I just felt I needed to. And I'm so glad I did. So I pulled out Martha. Martha Walmsley, 1847, from Hands Across the Sea Samplers. She's been stitched on a piece of fabric that I dyed myself to match pretty closely to the tabby cat, and I'm really happy with how it's come out. Right, oops. So I'd worked it on the top, and there's one more flower. I think it's 1 or 1.5 flowers to go across the top here. And I had been coming along down the bottom here, and I got the last flower and leaves in here all completely finished. So I'm now at the bottom, and I could have come along and started doing the next one, but I thought, oh, I want to do this. Oh my gosh. So I got stuck in and got that rose done, or carnations, or whatever you want to call them, that motif with flowers, and oh, beautiful. So now I'll come down and I'll go a little bit further along, because I think I'm going to go along the bottom so that I can then do this and come up and then do the big bird, because then it's only up the side, and then these two guys, which I'll do simultaneously. But I don't want to start with the bird and then find I'm way out over here. I can juggle the bird to fit in, but I'm okay with my counting. I love how that has come out. Look at that beautiful flower. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, loving how Martha is coming along. She's doing it. She is beautiful. Let me see. So that is everything that I've stitched on. There is a couple other things I just want to show you, so just bear with me just for a split second. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is 2 fully finishes that I've been working on. And they are both framed ones. So my lacing and stuff on the back. So this one is Sarah Spencer. I can't think what year Sarah was, but she's another Hands Across the Sea Samplers one. And I had this frame out of my garage. I so need to finish going through. I still haven't finished going through all my boxes that are in my garage from when I moved 3 years ago. 3 years ago, and it's just crazy what little gems I've got hidden out there. I mean, that's where I found the bluey grey one, and this one here for Sarah. So I do love how Sarah has turned out. So she will be up on the wall next time you see her. She was stitched with DMC threads on 40 count. She's gorgeous. Okay, so Sarah got completely done. I did while I was off, go and see the ladies Karen and Tanya from Art and Frame, and took them to samplers to be framed. So we'll wait for them to be done, and the bank balance to say yes, I can go and pick them up, and then we'll have them back. So shouldn't be too long. I'd say another couple of weeks maybe for the bank balance. Right, so then I was going through, like I said, out in the garage through the other frames, and I found this frame that will fit my vision of the Smith sampler. Looks gorgeous. There it is there in full view. And of course I changed mine to say O'Brien in the middle, and this is stitched on 40 count. 40 count? Yes, 40 count with a DMC thread. Sorry, there's a piece of hair on it. So when I frame myself, I don't put glass on them. I mean, if my children want this as an heirloom piece because it's got their surname in it, then they can either put a piece of glass in it or they can get it reframed, or leave it as is. But I love that. So yeah, so I had a pretty productive week. It wasn't it wasn't exactly what I wanted to work on, as in frame finishing, but I didn't actually feel like sitting at the sewing machine. So I would do a little bit of needlework, stitching, sewing, and then I did that. I did do some ornament progression on their finishings, but I haven't got any further. But I have done some other purchases. I've got another 2 that I've started pinning, ready to be framed. But I went looking for another frame today. I had to go to the grocery shop. I need food. And while I was out and about, I went to second-hand shop. And I went looking for frames. So this one here is going to fit perfectly into another little sampler that I've finished. So I have my measurements on my phone. So I picked that up for like $8. So that will work beautifully. This one, he's hilarious. He's not staying there. I love the frame. I love the corner edgings on the frame. And it is one that can be like this, of course. But I won't do that with it. I'll put proper framing things into it. But I have a funny feeling one of my small samplers will fit into that one. Just by the rough measurement. Then I still hadn't found the frame size pieces of hair, sorry, I was looking for, and I went further afield to a different second-hand shop. And I had some stuff to drop off anyway that I didn't want no more. So I did that. And I kind of just went looking at their frames, nothing appealed, and I went round to their craft area, sewing area. And I was just about to leave. And I thought, oh, hold on, that's not a sewing pattern, that's not a knitting pattern, because the cross stitch patterns get thrown in with those quite regularly. And I was looking, and the one that I spied first was this one. I thought, and I pulled it out and I looked at it and I went, that's a cross stitch. Love it. Oh my gosh. So I pulled that whole box out and I went and sat on one of the couches and I went through that box, and I'm really pleased I did, because I've come home with something like 19 charts. Now I left a lot there that were not my appeal and stuff, but on some of these, as I've opened them up, there's lots of other freebies and stuff in them, so they will go onto the next retreat thing. But I'll show you the ones I did that I picked up because I wanted to stitch them, and there's some really goodies in here. These are some older ankle ones, but that sampler is gorgeous, so definitely change the colours up in it. But I thought there's nothing wrong with that, so I grabbed that one. Make sure we can cover those kind of books. Hold on, let me just have a little flick. Where's the other one gone? Okay, no, not yet. There was a Renato Polino, and that's cute. Oops. The lady that obviously had used these, some of them are slightly highlighted, but that's okay. And I've been looking at this one on the on the internet. There's a little cat over here on the treehouse trying to pull my sampler out. I'm just gonna move that. Don't need cat claws in it. So yeah, oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. So got that. This one here, and I have pulled them all out, and all the pieces are all there for all of them, which is absolutely amazing. But that is so sweet. I think I might do that one for my granddaughter. This one here. So yeah, I may not have spent much at retreat. I tell you, I didn't spend much here either. Nice little wee cute ABC red. Another mini ABC red. That's really cool. I'm going to save the real best ones for last. Ink circles. And this one I've done. I've stitched this and it's actually on a footstool cover in the oranges and stuff. So, yay, that may go as a giveaway at some stage or on the freebie table. Another ink circles. This one is called Family Tree Ornament. Now, of course, it doesn't have the little charms for the family part at the bottom, but just the tree part is really cute. I'm sure I can do something with that. Another ink circles, and this one was Damask Square. And that's really cute. I like that. Let me see. Oh, there's another one of the older anchor ones. And this one's black work, but in the black with the red, and I quite like that. There was this one here, which has got the original pattern, but it's a photocopy of the thing, and you can tell by the paper that's the original one. And I won't stitch that. These were tucked inside some of the others, and so was this teddy bear one. So they'll end up on the freebie tables. But this next, 1, 2, 3, oh, that one there, which I thought was quite cute. For me, I wouldn't do it in the greens. And if I do it, it will be in colours that I like. If not, it'll go on the freebie table. Okay. So there was this one here. Permanent of Copenhagen. And it's the topiary trees, I guess you'd call them. I love that. Like, it seriously, it won't go with anything else in my house. Maybe I'll have to put it in the bathroom. Actually, I have to stitch that up for Mum. Mother, close your eyes. We'll see. But it's really cute. Okay, so we're getting down to the bottom. Right, so there was this Christmas stocking. It's called Clear Stocking, but beautiful Christmas angels and stuff. So, absolutely love that. Mahala Clear Designs. Never heard of them. But I did like that stocking. There was a Prairie Moon. Ivy Wed. That's quite cool. The next one was a older sampler, Welcome Spot sampler from the Dawn thread. Okay. And then the two biggest finds were Permanent of Copenhagen, and this one, it's a Danish sampler. It doesn't actually have a name on it, I don't think. It just says Danish art needlework. It doesn't say the name of it. Let me just pull it out. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. And it's seriously, it's all there in perfect condition. Top's all wrinkled, but the rest of it is absolutely perfect. And the last one was another copy of Anne Grimshaw. I got given a copy of this, and of course, you know, when you're in that hyped, oh my gosh, look at all these, you can't remember if you've got it or not, so I picked it up anyway. So now I have two copies. But Anne Grimshaw 1818 from the Scarlet Letter. Amazing, eh? Do you want to know what I paid for them all? So what was that? 8 and 4, so $12 for the frames. $8 for something like, with all the hidden patterns that were in the other parts, it worked out to something like 23 patterns. So I won't be stitching them all, because not all of them are completely my taste, but I do know some people that do like those designers, and I will share the love. And if not, they'll go on the freebie table probably at the retreat. Right, so the only other things left to talk about, oh, sorry I knocked the table, is what am I going to stitch this week? I need a new start, which needs to be today, because today is Thursday. Okay, So in my box, let me just pull it this way. Over here we have, oh, I know what my other purchase was. So I need to sort out new fabrics. I'm going to start this week, but this one here, the Sampler and Antique Needlework book. And this was the needlework casket. No, I didn't find the casket, bugger eh. But that's okay. I picked up a sewing box from work. A bamboo sewing box from work. And this is it here. Now it has the indents on all 4 sides. So if I stitch this on 46 count, this will fit on here, that whole sampler. And it will on the top as well. It opens up. Oops. I just hooked my tag in there. How do I do that? Okay, when the tag's not hooked in it, it opens up. It has a little wooden tray. There's my receipt in the bottom. And quite a deep part there. So I thought, oh, I can use that. Did the measurements. So I have 36 count in my fabrics there. I just need to go and dig out fabrics and then I can start that. So I've now got a box to finish it in. I was going to get it made, but that was going to end up costing me a few $100s. I'm not going to tell you what I paid for that. But I'm not starting that this week. Like I said, that'll be a weekend start one. Okay, so I have a few choices, and I think I'm going to go with a Blackbird Designs one. And this is the one I wanted to start in my sampler starts this year, and it is A Heart Remembers. This is just so gorgeous. Got the threads. Where's my threads? Here they are here. My DMC threads. Awesome. And I'm going to do it on Cereal Starter. That's cool. Nope, Salty Caramel, sorry. Cereal Starter's in another one. Salty Caramel from number 12 Stitch Co. All those colours, and they work well. I've done a little tester in the corner on the colours. So that is what I'm going to start today while we're uploading, because this has now been in about 4 parts that I'm going to have to blend together. So that will be my new start for this week. Don't know what my new start for next week's going to be before we film. And my whip is going to be, ta-da, what have we got? This one here. Yep, this will do. Okay, so my whip this week is going to be I Had a Father, Kind and True, Alice Clark, 1844, from Cross Stitch Antiques. I love this one. So need to get back to it. I'm going to work on it this week. This is a big piece of fabric, this one. Alright, so this is the bottom quarter. So as you can see, there's not a lot done. I mean, there is, but there's not a lot done really. So we need to get into this. So ideally, I would really love to get that big tree done. I think it's going to be my goal, is the tree here in the middle. If I can get that done, and maybe even finish off this, because there's still parts to add to that, and a bit of border either coming up or coming further along to get ready for the next one. I think that's going to be it. So it'll be a little bit stop starting because it's a little bit fiddly stitching where the tree is. Oops. But we've only got 2 branches, and there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 big branches to go. And then that would hopefully include Adam and Eve. So we'll see how we go, but that's the part that I want to work on. So that is my plans. I know there'll be some other stitching in amongst all that, but that is my biggest goal, is to get that done. Get that worked on. My new starts, I've got those out now. and I'll just keep working on my Christmas ornaments as we go, and probably pick up some of the other little stitching bits and pieces. I'm missing some of my other whips, of course, and I've got a couple a couple in my head that I want to finish, but before the end of the year, and the ones that have been going for a while, so it'd be nice to get them done, because, you know, we are starting some big projects again, so we need to, you know, keep this momentum moving. Okay, so I'd like to say thank you very much if you've stayed right through. I have no idea how long this is. I'm guessing an hour to an hour and a half, somewhere in amongst all that. I do have a couple of little videos that I'm going to flick on the end. Now, I didn't get, they are of the retreat. I did not get everybody stitching. I didn't get everything off the brag tables, because by the time it was quiet enough to film, there was just still, it was still a little bit noisy. You can still hear people in the background. So I'm going to try and do it where I can edit in without noise. But it'll give you an idea of some of the stitching that was on display. Some of the finishes that they had on the table. But yeah, another whole pile to add to my stash there to stitch along later on. So we'll see how we go, see what we get started. I've also bought new fabric to make a couple more project bags. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. One stitch at a time, guys, and happy stitching. See you later. Bye.
No.